this morning again. It's still April 20th, Tuesday. And we have a lot of things to talk about this morning in our morning briefing show hosted by Admirals. And this is me, Markus Gabel. I'm a trader for 22 years, more than 22 years right now. I'm a mentor, I'm a coach, whatever, speaker in English and in German. And I'm just a moment. And I'm really grateful that I can share my knowledge with you. And today we have very interesting topics because we want to celebrate a premiere together because we got our first email in our new project. As we mentioned the days before, take your phone in a vertical format, in a high format, and send us a beautiful video, who you are, where you come from, or which question you have to me. And I want to answer this in this morning show. And today we got our first email and we want to see how I can give you a response on it. So we want to share, actually we share this Zoom meeting live on YouTube as well. So you can watch it there, or you can go later there and watch it again if you missed something. And we want to please you to subscribe the channel of Admirals so you will never miss an episode. And on the right button in YouTube, there is the button. You can click on it and you can subscribe it. And we are really grateful if you give us a like or thumb up or thumb down, whatever it is. And for that, I promise you will plant good seeds with that, and the good things will come back to you. Unfortunately, the bad things as well. But we are focused on the good things in trading and in human behavior. We work together. We want to create a lovely family, a trading family, a community here to work together to become successful on a long run all together. And of course, below this video, later on YouTube, you give us the comment. If something driving you crazy, if something is in your mind you want to know or want to ask me, feel free to put it into this YouTube video. And of course, give us a like. So now I want to share my screen and we start this morning. Let me see the chat. Good morning, Alexander. And of course, good morning to all listeners on YouTube and on Zoom as well. So feel free and welcome to ask whatever is in your mind. I will do my best to give you a really good answer you can work with. So first of all, we have to look at the trading, the risk note. You see, trading with financial instruments offered by Admirals carries a higher level of risk, which is not suitable for all investors due to their complex nature. And of course, this is my private system. That's the rules. Success, guys, is not a fantasy. It's still a formula. And we work with this hit quote from around about 70%. And this is really interesting because the email we got is regarding of this system. And I want to tell you a little bit about that. So, and that's the rules. You know, we need a trend. It should be a young trend. We want to trade out of the correction. That's the price profile, market profile. And we await for a balance candle to see that the price really turns in the correction zone. So, and we invited you to, as I mentioned, make a short video, and it would be kind of familiar together that we see who we are. You know me, but I don't know you. So make it and send it to livetrading@admiralmarkets.com. Yeah, that's the official email account. If you want to get in touch with me privately, then here you see all my other social accounts and my own email address. But we want to create this wonderful community. Luis, good morning to USA. And this was really, really fine and so beautiful if you send us a lovely video where you have your question and we can talk about it. So let's see what we expect today. You see, today it's Tuesday, not really interesting things. This afternoon or this evening, the API weekly statistical bulletin. So there's nothing interesting. So we know tomorrow, more interesting day about the Canadian rate decision. Okay, so let's go to the charts. And Yeah, let's go to the charts. Okay, we start with the running trades. And you can see we started yesterday with Australian Japanese yen. The point of control is still far away. There is my target. And actually, we expect that the price finally will go down to the point of control. And the price should do it with a trend. We started yesterday by the stabilization here in the correction zone 100%. Unfortunately, the price will not go down at the moment, so it will go up. So we have to close the trade when we have a close above this rectangle here, the blue rectangle. That's the purple line. That's my soft stop, and then I cut the loss. Yeah. So next one, and then I will tell you more. It's Australian New Zealand dollar, still on track. We stuck to the rules. Of course, we had there our balance candles. Then the price went down. This morning is a kind of correction again. So the purple line is a little bit higher than the point of high. So we expect that the trend will continue and finally go back to the point of control, because this is normal behavior of every price and trend, of course. It's not a guarantee. Otherwise, we would have a 100% setup. It doesn't exist. Such a thing. We have to follow the rules. Canadian dollars, Japanese yen, we are a little bit in profit actually. And it's a trend continuation. Now we had a trend continuation. The price actually goes back into the correction. The purple line is my soft stop. The real stop is placed above the last 0.3. The perfect trend, because the trend will break above the last 0.3. And of course, target is far away, actually at the point of control. That's the final target. Euro Canadian dollar. The price jumped up above the last 0.2, so we got a trend continuation actually. Now we are circling around our entry. So we had the balance candle here, and I said, because give us a little bit more space, and if the trend will continue, then we speculate on this trend, this breakout, and actually it works. Target finally is point of control. So we have a lovely trend. It's kind of clear trend, and we expect the trend continuation. By the way, the next correction will come. Let's see. Trust the system. Euro Swiss franc, again, that's the number 4, shot number 4, still on track back to the point of control. The price is actually really expensive, and we know no price will ever remain in a cheap or an expensive status on a state. So the price always goes back to a normal price, especially in the currencies. Because in shares or in indices, you will have a long run or an uptrend for everlasting, but never in currencies, because currencies are related to the rate of this of the special country, and therefore we have a circling around the special price. It goes up and down in this high big area, up and down, and therefore in currencies we will never see a long, forever lasting trend up or down. It always circling from extreme price zones back to a normal price. And this behavior we can use without knowing everything about currencies, which is for a private trader completely unnecessary. British pound, Swiss franc. Yeah, we had a second shot yesterday. We got out again, just we cut the loss, unfortunately. Actually, it seems the price will not go down right now, so we have to wait for the next chance. But actually, we see a trend break above the last 0.3. So let's see, we can delete it from the list, and we have to wait for a new trade, a trend. We had a big winner, New Zealand Canadian dollar. Finally, really great. So, and this is, now we will say why we didn't go out deeper. Yeah, I followed my plan, guys. I followed my plan, and I'm really happy that we have this winner. So we sold half the position, and the rest was decided by the market. So now the market got us out here. We are out. We made a profit, and that's fine. We followed the plan. And this is what we have to do every day. Yeah, follow the plan. So now it's an uptrend. There's nothing longer to do at the moment. So fine, really great. I'm proud of us. Next big winner, US dollar, Japanese yen. Finally, trade is over until almost 2 months of this trade. So we had we sold half the position at the last point two, or at this point two, and now we got stopped out here after a trend break. And this is really cool. So this same question, why we didn't go out at the top? That was not the plan. I said, follow the plan. And I set my stop below the last 0.3, this bigger trend. Everything's fine. We made profits. And this is what a private trader has to do, follow your plan. And that's really, really cool. So actually, we are in the move in an old trend, but we realize, by the way, we realize that the point of control is far away, which means we can wait for a new trend. Actually, this trend is too old. Yeah, we cannot work with our rules there. So we have to wait, and actually we can delete it from the list. Big winner. I'm really happy about it. One of our running trades, it's the FTSE. And here we are fine in profit on the way back to the point of control where I have my final target. And I'm quite sure we will reach it because this is normal behavior of every kind of trend prices. So now we have to discuss a little bit today about rules or your own opinions. And I have a question to you because it's regarded to the email I got and we want to talk to that today. So my question to you is this morning, and you can fulfill the sentence again. And the sentence is called, in trading, I should follow. Number one, my own opinion. Number two, another trader. Or number three, a proven and profitable system. So what's your answer? As in trading, I should follow, or you should follow, my own opinion, another trader, or a proven and profitable system. So we keep it open and you have a little bit of time to think about it while I'm going through the rest of the chart. So Arnold, there's a question. Morning, want to ask British pound, Swiss franc, hit hard stop. It's still valid. The trend, need to look for new balance candle. British pound, Swiss franc. We got out. Yeah, I mentioned it already, Arnold. I guess. Just answer. So we got it on the same track. Okay, so let's see. Wonderful. So what's on my watch list for today? It's Australian Swiss franc still on my watch list because we are in the correction. And as you can see, the normal price is far away on the lower side, 0.6538. So we wait for a proper signal that we can go down again. Actually, we wait for the next balance candle. Wait for it. And it's on my watch list, still on the watch list, Australian dollar, Swiss franc. So the poll is open. The question is, in trading, I should follow my own opinion, another trader, or a proven and profitable system. So what do you think? Thanks for joining. We got a very clear result actually, but keep it open. So here I want to show you this chart in Euro British pound. As I mentioned last week, why I didn't make a trade there. It was such an unclean picture. Quality 2 stars at least, or high, maybe 2 stars. And therefore I decided not to make a trade. And as you can see, actually, the trend is broken. Still not longer a trend. So rule number 1 means trend. No trend, no trade. Anti. You remember? Anti. No trend, no trade. That's really easy. So actually no trend, which means we can delete it from our list for that moment. Next one, Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. So actually, we have a lovely trend. Where we are is more important, deep in an expensive price zone. And as we know, prices always works in normal human behavior from outside of the season back to a normal price. And here we can see it's a wonderful trend. We're waiting for a close above 38%, then for the balance candle, and then we want to go down back to the point of control. New Zealand Swiss franc, yeah, it's a kind of medium trend size, and but we are still in a very expensive price zone. Point of control is far away. That's the final target, but we must wait until our rules fit on the right side of the chart. Without rules, you will never be successful as a private trader. By the way, as a private trader, you will never be successful on the long run, basically on the long run, without rules. Otherwise, all the other things are just kind of coincidence. Yeah. So wait for it. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. If you want to see when I open the trade, follow me on Twitter, because Daytrader70 is my name there. And there I publish all my trades, the closed trades. When I trail something or I do something, then you will find it on Twitter if you want. So that's all. Hang Seng, still I'm waiting for the next balance candle. There is nothing to do. So, and the topic of today is about what's about gold. Is it still a safe haven actually? Because we see gold is rising at the moment. So where we are in gold, and if you want to make an analysis in general, so it's still kind of safe haven gold, then you have to watch the daily chart. Lower than daily chart is kind of trading, but to make a general analysis, you have to look at the daily chart. So in daily chart, you see first another proof, another evidence that it works what we are doing here, that we work with prices. You can see this. Look, we were expensive and we got back to the point of control. Come on, guys, that's amazing, right? This is not what I have created. That's normal price behavior. And it's awesome, but we have to trust it. And that's really important. And less people trust markets because they are looking for kind of securities. That's normal human behavior. And I understand it, completely fine with it. So actually, we are in a fair price zone, which means the main trend is still facing downwards. We had movement, corrections, and we went back to the point of control. And now we are in a kind of correction of this facing downwards main trend. And the secondary trend basically is facing upwards and is still in a kind of move or maybe a beginning of correction. So now we have a really unstable situation. We have two different trades. The main trend is facing downwards, not really young. We reached the point of control, which is always the final target. And we have a secondary trend, which is facing upwards. So what we should do right now there, to be honest, nothing. If we have a new signal, maybe in this facing upwards trends, it's a secondary trend, then we have to follow the rules again. So is it still a safe haven? Yeah, it's a kind of a risk on, a risk off modus, actually. But the prices, the charts are going up at the moment. And last week, the indices all went up and gold also went up. So there is not always a kind of correlation between the indices and gold, or maybe Swiss franc or Japanese yen. Basically, we can say gold is still called a safe haven, but only if you are in kind of extreme situations. Maybe if you will see in the next weeks a big correction in the market, then you can suppose that the price in gold will go up. But in this situation where we have small movements in indices and in gold, we cannot expect the big moves there. So I would say, with my glasses on, gold basically is still a safe haven, but it's not always the perfect correlation between risk on and risk off mode. Yeah, you should consider this in this point. So my question, so I ask you, in trading, I should follow my own opinion, another trader, or a proven profitable system. So most of you said it's number 3. So there is, how should I say it, not the perfect answer. So why is the answer my own opinion? This is, we can discuss it. Why? It's fine that you can have your own opinion. And it's fine, you can make a lot of investigations about the market and currencies or something else. At the end of the day, you are living in your life and of course in trading on the right side here, right now, on the right side of the chart. So if you are the boss, then you can make the decisions. And then you can create your own opinion, and then you can influence what is going on the right side. But then you don't need a chart anymore. If you are the boss, if you can influence the market, then you don't need a chart. Then you say what's going on, and the market is doing what you want. So honestly, as a private trader, can you influence the right side of the chart? Yes or no? Type it in the chat box. Please give me a yes or give me a no. Let's do a little bit. Yeah, let's do it together. So can you influence the right side of the chart? Can you say any market what's going on in the next 5 seconds or maybe 1 minute? Yes or no? Can you influence the market by yourself? It's like creating the rainbow in the sky. Can you do it? Yes or no? If you think logically, there's just only one proper answer. Thanks, guys, for attending, for joining. Of course not. You have no influence. So why you should have your own opinion? Yes, you can, but your trading decisions based on your opinion will end in a coincidence result. And this is not what we are doing here. Think logically, please. So the answer number 2, another trader, if you trust him, do it. Yeah. But I think the best answer is a proven and profitable system. And this you can do by yourself. You can say, MetaTrader, make me a back test, and then you have your result and then you can follow the rules. So I have my own rules, by the way. Yeah. So, and this leads us to a very, very interesting question this morning. And we got our first email, and I want to say thanks. Really thanks a lot to this guy who's sending us the first email. It's a kind of premiere, and we should celebrate it today. Thank you. I'm really glad for this really, really interesting and serious question, because, yeah, you can read it by yourself. Basically, I know the real cause of this question is the human part in trading. Because this guy asked me, why should I trust the rules made by Marcus? Why should I trade currencies and markets I know nothing about? And I know, because years ago, I had same thoughts, and I asked my mentor as well the same questions. Years ago, by the way. So then he comes up with their own opinion. I don't think trading based only on technical analysis on different time frames can be successful in the long run. Where does those 70% of being right following those rules come from? I want to see studies, statistics, and so on. So you by yourself. So first at all, I'm really glad. And thanks you for this lovely and wonderful question. My answer, you shouldn't trust me. Of course not. You should not trust me. I'm just a trader like you, yeah. But at any time in trading, you must trust the system. The point is why it is so hard is this one. The law of probabilities. Yeah, and we need evidences. We need a proof. Where does this come from? I can give you the answer. There's a clear answer. So first of all, just only check the chart. So, and now I want to know something of you. Can you see there a trend in this picture? Yes or no? Can you see a trend? Yes or no? Type it in the chat box. Do you see a trend? Yes or no? Do you see a trend? Yes or no? Type in the chat box. Give me just a quick answer. Do you see a trend? Yes or no? Of course, if you have a clear and if you're not blind, then you must confess, yeah, of course, it's a trend. Yeah. So I'll show you the next one. So do you see a trend? Do you see a trend basically from up to down? Yes, of course, it's a trend. So why is it? It's human behavior. Traders buy and sell. Sometimes more buyers, price is rising. Sometimes more sellers, price is decreasing. Normal human behavior. So the basically back test where we come up to this around 70% of probability goes back 142 years in the year 1879, where Charles Dow figured out that every price works in trends. That's a bigger proof you will never get in trading. That's the biggest proof. But of course, I can give you studies if you want. I prepared this morning because I was waiting for this question, by the way. Yeah. So first of all, here there is a bachelor. There's a bachelor work. It's in German. I can give you, if you want, I can give you the link in the chat. So where is the chat? Here's the chat. So here's the chat. You can translate it by yourself if you want, but this is, we find a lot of bachelor works online in English and in German. And we did a lot of bachelor works here in a university in Aachen and Germany, of course. And a lot of guys like this woman, Christine Wache, made a lot of investigations about this kind of rules, trend trading. So just a couple of numbers you see here, and he investigated a lot of different things where I should get in at a point 2 or in the correction or in an old trend or in a major or in a young trend, whatever it is. And we have two varieties of different setups, but it's always the same. We have a trend, we come out of the correction, and we speculate of a trend continuation. Yeah, and here you can see it. At least 73% a positive result after 100 trades. And you can do whatever you want. 87%, 92%, 88%. Why is it? That's numbers based on mathematics. That's the study. And you will never find out another result of round about 70% that the trend continuation under specific conditions is always more likely than a trend break. But the point is, it's probability, probabilitas, yeah, accidentia. Do you remember? Probabilities, which means on the right side, it's kind of perception. It perceives that it will be a next winner. But we have a hit quote. It's proven by studies and rules. You want to see it? Here you got it. Okay, but I was the one. This is daily chart and it works in every time frame, whatever. Yeah, doesn't matter. It works in every time frame because it's normal behavior. Yeah, it's normal behavior. So, by the way, I thought I want to investigate it by myself. So, and I worked with a lovely friend of mine in Austria, and we made our own investigations about this kind of trading. And here we go. Look at this one. Here we go. We made our own trend analysis. We investigated 2 years with 542 trends in 1,463 trend arms. Guys, that was not a wonderful job. It was really, really hard. So here I can give you the result. And we investigated 25 currency pairs. Yeah. And here we go. Probability is almost 65%, or at a special conditions, 72%. So in 541 trend arms, we come up with a probability of a trend continuation of 65%. And this, guys, that's the truth. That's numbers based on mathematics. You can do it by yourself. If you want, you can create your own bicycle again. But the only thing what you will do is wasting your lifetime. If you think you can live forever, you can do it, or you trust the numbers. But by the way, you can do it by yourself. Take your time. You can make back tests in MetaTrader if you want, if you have the system, or you can say, okay, I got it. I believe it. This is my own experience. This is my own investigation. And this is an official. You find a lot of things. Or in USA, I guess there's price action kind of investigation, price actions. And it's always the same, guys. It is really always the same. And that's what we have to do. And this is the answer to your questions. So I cannot give you more evidences about that, because that's the studies, that's the rules. But I won't come up with another question. I don't think trading based only on technical analysis on different time frames can be successful on the long run. I'm really glad that you asked me that, because this is regarding to my poll of the day. In trading, I should follow my own opinion. So, by the way, let me explain this. If you, or maybe we can close this and I can give you that. So maybe as a private trader, by the way, as a private trader, it's different from an institutional trader. If you have enough money, then you can influence the market. But we, both of us, we are not one of those guys. We are not that big ship who can make whatever they want in the Suez Canal, you know? So as private traders, by the way, you can make your own investigations. You can read whatever you want about euro, New Zealand dollar, about the currencies. You can work on, you can figure out everything. And by the way, I did it in my past trading career. You can understand how our currency works. You can understand about the rate decision. You can investigate about or observe all the numbers, economy numbers, and what is regarding to a special currency. You can know about everything about the currency. And at the end, if you know about a special currency, but if you know everything about that, and after you spend a lot of lifetime, you must confess one thing. At the end, you make a decision what you have to do. You have to open a trade. Based on everything what you experience in your past, you have to open a trade. You want to go long or short. Where you have to do that? Yeah, in the book map, in the order book. And if you want to buy something, What do you need? Hey, you need a seller on the other side. And maybe you spend a lot of time to investigate, to make investigations, to figure out, to understand how you called it, to understand how currency works or how the indices are. What do you want to know? What? What do you want to understand? Every underlying which is traded around the world is based on buyers and sellers with their own glasses on, with their own perception on the right side of the chart. And as long as you are not those guys who can influence the price on the right side, you have to work with probabilities. And if you want to buy something, you need a seller. And as confident you are that your purchase is right now the perfect time, the guy on the other side of the book map thinks exactly the same. So who is right? You or the guy on the other side? So as you can see, you can do all that stuff. You can try to understand how the market works, but it will never lead to success if you trade about your own opinion, as long as you cannot influence the price. And this is my answer to your question. Thanks a lot for your question. I'm really happy because this is one of the most powerful questions and thoughts all of us have in our mind. Me not anymore, but I know you have it in your mind. So again, don't trust me. I'm just a guy like you. I want that we become successful all together to change the world, to make it to a better place. That's our job, what we have to do. Guys, and this is what we want to do together. Don't trust me, trust the system and learn trading based on the law of probability. I hope I could answer your question. I'm hoping I will have a lot of more questions. I hope with a video as soon as possible that we can be kind of family. And I want to say thanks for listening this morning again. Have courage and be kind. And may the force of the rules be with you. See you. Bye-bye.